Hello, and thank you so much for joining us on World of Art. Every week we bring you artists, and together we explore the importance of visual arts in our everyday lives. My name is Miriam Usman. This program is brought to you by Prince Yemisi Shillon, legal practitioner, Africa's largest private art collector, Grand Donor and Chairman of Council, Yemisi Shillon Museum of Art. Joining us on the program today is AWOBAJO's Sunday OLUWALEKE, who is an art teacher, an art instructor in secondary school, one of the secondary schools in Lagos, and he's here today to talk us through visual art and teaching young people. He's had over 10 years in teaching young people visual art. Well, what is it about, what's the special thing about teaching young people? What's the attitude of these young people towards learning art? And why is it even important for children, young people, to learn art in our society today? Well, these and many more are what we will be discussing on the program today. Don't forget, you can join us on the conversation by sending us messages via our social media handles. World of Art is streaming, or through our streaming platforms on Facebook, YouTube. You can send us messages, and shortly the phone line will be open. You get to send us message, or you call us and contribute to the program today. You can also ask our guest question on the program. Please, when you do, try as much as you can to turn down the volume of your TV set. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
So your profile says that you studied creative art from Taisho University. Yes. And I've interviewed a lot of artists from Taisho University, and there's something they keep emphasizing, that when it comes to art, the studies of art in tertiary institution in Nigeria, Taisho University of Education is that place. Is that true?
That's it. That exactly.
Why do you want to be that?
To study art, to be an artist, and if you want to go to a teacher line, Taisho is one of the best school you can go, because you'll be taught both theoretically and practically. So when you get to the field of either you want to go to practice art or you want to teach art, you'll be able to do it well. So they have a lot of the things that they can offer you in order to flow in any aspect of art that you find yourself to specialize in.
So you're saying that it was a perfect planning. You had this in mind long before now, to go to school, learn art, and teach people.
Not really that I have it in mind for more set, but I was just being motivated through one of my secondary school teacher. His name is Mr. Sulaiman. So he encouraged my thought of going to study political science. But at the end of the day, I was able to see how he motivated me, teach me. He was able to open my eyes to some things in art. So right from secondary school, so I then decided that, okay, let's see how it will be, and glory be to God, I was able to fit in and to do the work, to study it.
Lucky for you, you had Mr. Suleiman, but what were those things Mr. Suleiman did that motivated you to, choose the path of art? Some people did not have that motivation, and some wish they did,
Yes, when I saw his work, most of his work, and then...
He's an artist?
He's an artist, an art teacher. So, and then he participated in some competition, and I saw his work, that motivates me, and then, we are involved more in practical. Like he taught us how to do greeting card, some moral design, like that, and it is something that, naturally the Lord has deposited the gift in me. So
I was going to ask you, did you have the talent like long before Mr.
It's when I come in contact with him, I was able to discover my talent in the aspect of art. When he was teaching us some things in practical but theory, then I was able to see that, so I'm good in this, I'm good in that, and my hand is very strong in handling some artistic work.
That's interesting. So how long has it been for you in this part of art, teaching young people? How long have you been doing it?
When I graduated from Tertiary University of Education 2009, so initially I went into studio work, doing my painting work, you know. Then I wasn't getting what I really want, you know, as a young graduate, and you have to get work and, you know, getting money for what you are doing. So it was my dad that encouraged me that, oh, why can't we just try, go to teaching line? Let's see, you know, doing the two together will be more meaningful. So that is how I ventured to teaching fully. And from there, I've been enjoying the teaching, because the way when, you know, children, when they see the work of art, the using of color, playing with things of art, students love it so much. They love it so much. They see it as a means of exploring, you know. When they are doing some artwork, they have free mind, you know, to express themselves. And when you are dealing with children, you also give them time, you know, to express themselves to the fullness. Like, you don't really say you want to monitor them, but you will just give them time to express themselves, so that they can bring out what they have in mind.
I tell you what, it's very good that you have chosen this path, because, you know, we just found out most recently that a lot of institutions, secondary school and primary school, do not really have art teachers. And when we have people like you who decide to take art into academics, it's very, very beautiful. And, you know, it could just encourage someone watching right now to venture into it, and which, by the way, it's a good way to promote art. Exactly. But let's still talk about the children and art. Okay. You know, you just mentioned that children are attracted to colors, children are attracted to something very creative. Yes. Yeah. So are you saying it's way fun with teaching young people art? Yes,
exactly. You know, in terms of, especially in terms of practical. You know, when you are in the school setting, where you have your period, during the school period, you know, students will.
How many times do you teach art in a week?
In a week, I have like 20 period, like two period for like 4 classes, and then some other classes as well.
So you teach art twice in a week?
Not twice.
4 times in a week.
I say 20 period. I have a 20 period. Like I teach, let me say 20 times.
Different classes.
Exactly.
Okay, that's beautiful. So yeah, walk us through it. How is it like?
You said?
How is it like working with these children?
The way you are teaching children, you know, you have to come with them, and you have to come to their level. You know, because sometimes they'll be doing some things that you don't expect, and that is an opportunity for them to exploit, to express their feelings, their mind. Sometimes they will do things that you think but you just have to give them their room. Just let them be. Let them do, then you monitor them, then you give them the professional guidance in handling those either classwork, like I said earlier on, practical. They love practical. Some of them, you know, when they see color, when they see clay, to play with clay, you just see them just playing with clay, and you just allow them to be, so that you see, and when they are able to achieve a little thing in the practical aspect, they'll be happy.
Yeah.
It will be as if they are fulfilled for that day.
So when this art you teach these children, you mentioned clay, so it's not just painting and sketching.
No,
you explore other forms of art. What other forms do you teach?
I am into painting. I am into painting, and now I'm doing a research on the use of paper mache. Paper mache is the art of pounding paper. I'm into research of the use of paper mache to do some sculptural work. You know, when you look at it into the means of carving is sometimes may be difficult. But by the time you finish the use of paper to finish the work, and you paint it, and you know, people will see it and they will be marveled. They will be surprised that is it a good carving? Because you know, paper was being developed or was being produced through the wood. So when you use you prepare your paper mache very well, then you can even use it to any net as like you are using clay. And by the time people will see it, they will thought it's wood carving.
That's interesting. So we have people watching right now, and one of the aim of this program is to encourage the embrace of art by the society, Nigerians at large. Now, you've been teaching art for over 10 years.
Exactly.
That's quite a long time. And these children you teach some that have the talent.
Yes.
And you teach some that don't have. Fortunately, they are all together in the same class.
Exactly.
How is that like teaching children of such type?
Okay, when you are in the class, when you are teaching children, those ones that have the talent, you will have seen it in them. The way they handle it.
You do it more.
They do it more. They can do it alone without any supervision. But those ones that does not have that talent, when you are looking at them, you know. So you can guide them, okay, do this one like this, take this one like, do this line. Even in terms of drawing, per se, when they are drawing, you see some, immediately they are drawing, you will have seen the maturity and the gift of their drawing that, oh, this hand of drawing is very matured. But those ones that does not know how to handle it, you will have seen the lines will not be okay. So those ones, you can then guide them professionally that, okay, this is how you hold your hand, this is how you hold the pencil, this is how you move your lines.
Do you get excited when you see one of your students doing really fantastically well? I mean, I saw a young, we've had him on the program before now, a young artist, somewhere around age 9, 10, and he does amazing work. Now I can imagine the happiness of that particular child at school. Yeah, so do you have that moment for yourself as a teacher when you see your students doing more than you expect?
Just, I've had a lot of experience with students that are more, even the way they do it at the level of SS3, the last level in secondary school. The way they do some of their drawings, you'll be surprised because the way they handle it is even more professional than some students that in higher institution. So, and I've taught some students that have, they have won through their participation in some competition, and they went for exhibition like that. So, when I see such thing, is a pride to me. I enjoy it. I love it.
For students like that, what do you think can be done to better their talent, their knowledge about art? Because I know it doesn't end for just those periods you have to teach them. For instance, this particular young child I know, it feels like the parents took that talent of that boy as their personal job. They are always with him when he needs to go for competition. There are extra effort by the parents to support that child. So yeah, for such children now, you've encountered them, you've seen them before, you've experienced how it's like. What more can be done to nurture them?
Like those students that that are good in arts like that. So we encourage them that they should not end their art activities, artwork, they practice just in school alone. That whenever they are in holidays, they can visit any studio within their environment. They can visit this art studio so that they can learn, they can find their choice, either in pottery making, either in drawing and painting, either in graphics. I encourage them, even nowadays, that graphic designer, something like that. If you don't want to stress yourself much, I used to tell them that if you don't want to stress yourself too much, like you are doing to painting, carving, pottery work, at least when you are at home, just try explore learning to do graphic design. So I encourage them to do that. And if there's any student that is so good in art, I will encourage the parent as well to give them chance, to visit studios to learn more. Even though they will not go fully into that career as artist, but at least they will develop that gift so that they will not kill the gift. They will develop through their, through the different places they might have visited, and so like that it will help them to maintain the creativities they have, and they can work more. Don't
you think it's high time teachers, parents, schools also introduce the study of art as extracurriculum activities? I mean, we have lesson teachers, for instance, they come home to teach these children, and most of the times when they are teaching these children, it's usually mathematics, English, other courses, not art. And even the extramural lessons they take after school hours in school, it's still not art majority of the time. Don't you think introductions of things like this can also help students to have passion for this.
Yes, parents can, it depends on the experience of the parents. Because we have some parents, naturally they love art. They don't know how to do anything concerning art. They love artwork. So once they see that, oh, this art, and they find any of their children that are good in making, doing some artistic work, they can encourage them. They can encourage them by asking for teacher to come and the art tutors to come and take them at home, or they take them to studio to go and learn. To go and learn little things gradually before they now move to the professional touches of artwork.
You've been mentioning studio like for the longest since we started this program.
Yes.
Are they really accessible, these studios of artists? Are they somewhere these children can come and learn easily in the society, practicing artists with studios available for students to learn?
Yes, they just have to do research or to find out within their environment. Because that is what helps me. When I finished secondary school, when I saw that, oh, this is what I want to do for, I also went to learn from an artist. Academic, just artisan. So I went to learn from the artist, and he taught me how to do relief design using cement. He's one that taught me this artwork, this cut and paste. So he taught me. So like that, they can encourage their children to take them to go and learn. Since you have interest, you have mind, you have ability. So and that one does not stop their studies.
Oh, we'll still continue that conversation. Let me just quickly remind our viewers that this is the time you can call in and ask your questions to our guest. Our guest is an art teacher with over 10 years of experience in teaching young people art. It's been a wonderful conversation on the program, and we still have time to take your questions, and so please call us to ask our guest question. We have a question from Ilori, all the way from Ilorin. How can I arouse my interest in art? How can I bring my interest in art? How can I build it up? How can I wake them up?
Okay, like such person, what you just need to do, make sure you visit galleries, museums. By the time you see the powerful masterwork of an artist, in different, either in painting, sculptural work, metal work, then with that one alone, you'll be motivated. You know that you have something to achieve in the future.
All right, that's for Ilori, asking from Ilori how to arouse my interest in art. Well, we have Bimbo. Bimbo said, my child likes to draw. How can I train him to be an artist? I think you've said that before.
Yes.
Or maybe you can still add one or two things.
Like now, we have to know the age of the child, Maybe someone...
Let's take this call. We have a caller. Thank you so much, Olaitan, for joining us.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be part of your program today.
Olaitan, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I think Olaitan will have to call us back.
I can hear you clearly.
I can barely hear you right now. So please send us messages. Be rest assured that we will get you a message. You were saying?
Okay, like I said, like some student now. Okay, the timing we are talking about if a parent that has a child that has interest in art. For that child, you just have to look. It depends on the age, so that will not determine the level you can take. Maybe somebody that you can take to an art studio, or just encourage the child, with some videos on YouTube, on paintings, on artwork. Yes, you just stay at home. Then you make sure you get the necessary materials that the children can use. We have a lot of means to develop ourselves now.
Let's go back to the classroom.
Okay.
Yeah. I know there's been like this conventional way of teaching art in primary and secondary school for the longest. Is this still the same, or do you think there should be like a new approach to catch the attention of these young people in teaching art?
Yes, there should be a new approach. like now we have a lot of materials that are, that are more better to use in the school settings to teach art. For example, now if you cannot get the raw clay to do art, we have what you call a plasticine, just like a rubber that students can use in the school, in the studio, to practice molding work. And that will not stay in their hands. So that was an advanced material that can be used to better the teaching in the school.
All right, let's talk briefly about your work before we wrap up on the program. It feels like time is not really by our side. So we have this beautiful piece here, and I think you made mention of it. But I'm very surprised at what it looks like it's made of. So I'm going to let you do the talkings and take us through what this is. Okay,
I made this one from plywood. Then I made this. I made use of plywood. Then with this foam for you can get this type of foam from a package, some things that are being imported.
Yeah, and it looks like it's a painted white wood. So you had to improvise to get this stuff.
Yes. So just get the cutting and paste with the first saw, then you arrange it. You have to get the drawing first, then you start cutting it like a stencil. I use all this design, I get it from the stencil. So I cut it out from the stencil then, and now arrange it with a top bond.
So something like this, is it something that can be taught in primary and secondary school, or is too complex for them to learn?
Nothing is too complex now, because the students of nowadays, they are very close to learn.
All right, we'll go back to that. Let's take this call. Thank you, Yemi, for joining us.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, thanks very much for bringing an art teacher to the program. I want to ask, he made mention of use of plasticine in place of clay. I wish to know which one is easily available or which one is cheaper between clay and plasticine. Then my second question is, I would like to know if he is a member of the Society of Nigerian Artists of the state chapter. Thank you.
He's a member.
Hold on. Could you come again with the second question?
Yeah, I said I would like to know if he is a member of the Society of Nigerian Artists of the state chapter. And if not, why is he not a member? And we have become a member, and we would like to have more members, particularly art teachers, joining us. I hope it's clear.
All right. Thank you. So, did you get? It is clear. Thank you so much for your contribution on the program today. So, did you get his question?
So the first question is he asked of the clay and plasticine. The plasticine, when you get to the clay is locally material that you can find within our environment. But plasticine is an imported material. So if you can get a means of getting to the art shops, you can get plasticine. But when you cannot get plasticine, it's very easy to at least to get clay. Once you are able to find an artist, they will direct you how to get the clay. If you cannot use plasticine.
All right, time is really not by our side now. We have to wrap up on the program today. I want to say thank you so much for joining us on Word of Art. It's been a great time, and I trust that everyone watching has gathered one or two things for themselves. We hope that you extend our greetings and regards to the young artists, of course, who will make us proud someday.
Yes, thank you very much.
And that's it this week. Trust you had a great time with us, because we did. We explored teaching of art in primary and secondary school, and on the program we've had an artist, AWOBAJO Sunday, who's been a teacher for over 10 years, an art teacher for over 10 years. And we've had this quite interesting conversation. If you'd like to be a member of the Society of Nigerian Artists, Ogun State Chapter, kindly call Dr. John Adenle on 08033184235. I take that again, 08033184235. That's the number to call to have access to the Society of Nigerian Artists Ogun State Chapter. My name is Miriam Usman. This program is brought to you by Prince Yemisi Shilon, legal practitioner, Africa's largest private art collector, grand donor and chairman of Council Yemisi Shilon Museum of Art. I'll see you next week, God's willing. Until then, bye for now.